Hi there folks, Gareth here, and this is the ARCHOS Drone. This is a boxed version. I've had this for a little while unboxed, but this is the first actual retail box that we've had through. I mentioned it on the podcast last week, and some problems that I might have been having with it. However, they've sent me over the full boxed version for us to take a look at now and see if it's any good. Okay, so on the front here we're bragging that it's got 7.7 millisecond speed, meters per second speed, altitude hold, 360 degree flip installed, and a takeoff and landing buttons on the actual remote control. Because that's important. This is one which has a remote control with it and doesn't just rely on some crappy remote control. You can actually stream the video to it, which is usually a feature of some high-end quadcopters. It's a 4GB SD card included, and obviously the controller comes with it, and you can use your smartphone as well. Okay, so first person view, low battery alarm, 360 degree flip. Low battery alarm probably means that it doesn't have a return to home whenever the battery starts getting low, so you'll have to get it home as quickly as possible whenever the alarm goes off. Altitude hold mode, 2 speeds, takeoff and landing keys, and HD recording. HD recording, it doesn't actually say it was 720 or what, but probably 720 camera I'd like to think inside. And obviously that's the instant live stream with the app, and then the phone at the top and the application that brings another dimension to your flying experience. Okay, so on the top here, nothing particular, and we'll just get into it and see what's inside. Okay, so there we have it. So this is grey in colour. I can safely say it's also available in black as well. So that's the demonstrator that they sent me. This is the full retail version, so there must be different colours available on the market. We have a quick start guide. It's in various different languages. Decent amount of pages given over to English. Parts breakdown, including batteries and receiver boards and things. Nice to have. And then we have warranty and safety notes, legal and safety notes. Okay, so the actual copter itself. Don't know where to go first, so let's just rip this out. Okay, so it's all tied in. There's a little piece of paper there with technical assistance. It's just some simple cable ties that we're holding this in place. And there's the quadcopter itself. We have rotors here. These can be replaced if broken with other ones here. There's the mechanism there in below. These are lights. And then the actual landing gear clip in here, and then that's the camera, which you can remove, or at least could remove in the other one. The micro SD card goes in here, battery goes in this little flap here, which I quite like. I've had a couple of quadcopters in the past where you just shove them in, there isn't actually a door or anything on it. And then the transmitter cable here for the signal going down to the phone. All fairly simple. We'll get it set up and running, hopefully in a jiffy. So we get a bunch of spare parts that are all in this little baggie here. Okay, so we get one of each colour of rotor, a small screwdriver, star screwdriver at that, a micro USB card reader, which has the micro USB card in it, and that's, as the box said, 4 gigabytes. We have, this is actually for the charger, USB, and then you put the power cable at the back of the battery in here. And these are the little connectors and screws that attach the top of the rotor onto the actual unit itself. And that's all you get in that little bag. Okay, so going on to the rest of the contents of the box. We have the legs, simple plastic legs for it to land on. There's not much weight in this, but the legs will obviously support it and don't really need to have too much heft to them. You're not going to be taking this into combat anytime soon. And then there's some screws there for you to tighten them onto the actual chassis to keep them in place, which we will do now. Okay, so that's it, all connected together. Nice brown legs, very simple, very light, and very to the point. So we'll pull this out, see if the battery's in here, which it isn't. Didn't see it in the packaging there. Hopefully there is one. Okay, we also have these guards that protect the rotors. Just fit on like so. And then this is stuck. Remote control unit with lots of buttons and bits and pieces to play with. Now we have it. It takes a regular battery in the back. 4 AA batteries. Obviously uses 2.4 gigahertz. The batteries are not included. But I should be able to summon up 4 AA batteries. Your mobile phone clicks in here, and there's this shield as well that clicks on here to help with keeping sunlight off your mobile phone so you can see the screen. That's adjustable like so. Doesn't go back any further, only goes forward. And of course we have the ARCHOS branding here. There's an LED here. These are for slight adjustments to rotor speeds and that kind of thing. So you can, if you notice that it's not going straight when you tell it to go straight, you can click those that way, and down here it'll show an indicator to say just how much you've put gain and loss onto each blade. And then these must be for the functions, the 360 degree flip there, takeoff, cruise control maybe, and then some kind of gyroscope, and the on off button there. Very simple. And then your phone provides a first person perspective on the camera. The maximum altitude of the drone is 50 meters. It has a maximum upward speed of 1.6 meters per second, or that's 3.6 kilometers per hour, and a maximum horizontal speed of 7.7 meters per second, or 25 kilometers per hour. The companion app is available from the Play Store, and it operates on 2.4 gigahertz BG Wi-Fi. Wait a minute, where's the battery? And I've just located the battery. It was actually in there all along. It was the other way around, which is black. So let's have a quick look at the battery. It's a 500 milliamp hour battery, weighs about 16 grams. Does it say that on here? 500 milliamp hours, 3.7 volt, lithium polymer battery. So we need to hook this up to get this charged. But it's a bit of a swizz that they'll give you that, but they won't give you batteries for that. It's unfair. And the flight time on this battery, they reckon, is between 7 and 9 minutes. does feel a bit gloopy, to be honest. Like it's just been, there's a bit of chocolate or something that's wrapped up in tin foil. Okay, so inside here we have a 6-axis gyroscope, an accelerometer, and there's 4 synchronized LEDs that flash when you're flying. And what we'll do is we'll get the battery charged up, we'll go and take it out in the garden, and we'll get some first flight footage. Sorry, we'll get some first crash footage as I attempt to use this. Okay, so here we are out in the wild, and we're having a go with the controls. Heading, and then the mode is for experts. This is the 360 flip, and then landing and takeoff. These buttons here are for minor modifications to in balancing. However, working a way around it, this one doesn't actually move. This could cause some problems because I won't be able to adjust this manually when in flight. All the other ones seem to move quite freely without an issue. But other than that, all the controls seem to be well set out and quite clear, so you won't be fumbling around looking for particular controls while flying. Okay, so this really is first flight footage. This is my first attempt at taking off this quadcopter, and it seems to work quite well. However, it does turn immediately to the left and almost collides with my car. I managed to just about control it a little bit more, but I can't get it to go anywhere that I want it to go because it does lean heavily toward the left. Hardly an elegant landing, but it's down in one piece. Okay, so carrying on, we managed to get some decent footage, well, semi-decent footage. I was able to control the quadcopter just a little more and take it around the garden and have a look at some of the interesting features that my garden does contain. You can see there's a bit of wavering in the picture and quite a bit of digital pixelation here and there. I wouldn't exactly say that this is high definition, however, it's not entirely unpresentable. The quadcopter isn't entirely smooth. There is very little in the way of stability, however, it is a good deal more stable than some of the other cheaper options that are out there. But looks-wise, this drone does actually have quite a lot going for it. It looks more like a proper actual drone. ARCHOS have really focused on some of the ideas that have made some of the bigger, better drones more popular. The guards are, however, I would say practically useless. They pop off at the slightest opportunity, and that can be quite infuriating whenever you have to go and try and find them after a small collision. Now, the ARCHOS does split video footage into small files, and there is an example of the seamless transition right here as it writes that file and generates a new one. So, in the name of science, I decided to test the structure of this quadcopter by crashing it into a power line and have it tumble down into a tree. I would not recommend trying this at home. So the result of the crash is that we have lost 2 of the guards. These 2 managed to survive. You can see some scrape marks on the rotor quite badly. In fact, now notice we have actually lost one of the tops of the rotors, which is obviously going to affect the aerodynamics of it. But otherwise things do seem to look fairly okay. So I now need to go out and find these wherever they happen to be, because there are only 4 in the box. The inclusive shield for the phone doesn't work quite so well on really big phones and sits in the middle of the screen. However, the screen is a nice addition, and it's great to be able to see exactly where you're going, even if you don't know what you're doing.